Right fielder number 19, Tony Gwynn.
Hi, I'm Tony Gwynn of the San Diego Padres.
Yep, I worked with Tony Gwynn from 1996 until he retired in 2001. I was a fan as a little boy, and then to get to work with him as a grown-up and see like your childhood idol or like favorite player playing was incredible. I just think just him being like a good person and a good citizen, coupled with all the stuff he did on the field, made him a good person that people like rooted for. He really bought into being a San Diegan, like making his home here. He's from LA, but once he's went to college at San Diego State and started and played for the Padres, and I just think him being himself was what was good for the city of San Diego.
Fielder Tony Gwynn.
Just, not about cool stories, but just like watching the guy work every day, like how he worked at his craft, how much he put the time and the amount of energy that he put into to being like the best hitter, one of the best hitters of all time. I mean, that was just to watch that every day for that, from 96 to 2001 was, I mean, very fortunate to be able to witness that. Like, there's a reason why he was as good as he was. It wasn't just because he showed up to the park at 5 o'clock. I mean, the guy put, whether it was time in the video room, like watching video, or time in the cage, getting ready for the game. I mean, he was a machine. I mean, he did what you're supposed to do to be successful. He would set up like a VCR or a camera or some way to record, and he would go to his hotel room or back to his house in San Diego and kind of dissect the video.
That's a good swing right there. Front foot is locked in, heads down on the ball. Perfect.
I mean, up until that fact, there might have been like a couple guys who maybe did it, but Tony really put it on the map where he made it into a position where like I was able to have a job as the video coordinator after my boss had it. Mike Howder had it first. I was his assistant, but like that job was, I mean, in so many ways was created by Tony. If players that were smart would tap into his knowledge of the game, so maybe they'd go in the video room, watch video with him, and he'd like, hey, explain to me, like, what am I doing when I'm batting, or what is this pitcher going to do to me? And if you were, a go-getter, you would pick his brain because it would make you better. So he was happy to do that to help people out. But people had to, you have to go after too. Like you have to show some initiative because he was not the type to go bother people. Like, hey, let's come and do this, let's do that. But if you showed some initiative, he would more than happy to help. I mean, that's why some people got better, because they went in the video room and they put the time in like he did, and they got better. He was definitely it was a big part of the team. On the offensive end, definitely, like, and leading by example, like the stuff he did. I would say he was the heart of the team when I got there, and then slowly but surely, as he started like getting older, we had other players that kind of like followed him and kind of kept up what he had started.
Here comes Tony Gwynn.
Pitch hitting for the pitcher, Brian Toler. Number 19, Tony Gwynn.
Most of our laughs were centered around talking about old Richard Pryor comedy, like stand-up routines, because I would always imitate Richard Pryor or do like a joke, and he knew him because he grew up listening to him too. So, the laughs we had, and his laugh was infectious. So just like, any like joke we'd say, or if we were talking about Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy or something like that, he'd get a kick out of it, and we had a good laugh that way. Maybe people don't know that he was drafted by the Los Angeles Clippers. So the same year he got drafted by the Padres, he got drafted by the San Diego Clippers. It was actually the San Diego Clippers at the time. He was a point guard at San Diego State. He was actually a really good basketball player.
Line drive, base hit into the gap. Snyder after it, Butler after it. It's tied, and San Diego with the throw to the plate. Will it be in time? No. A bases clearing double, and the Padres come up with 5 for the victory in the 9th. To the plate. And there it is. He said he was going to do it, and he does.
He was about as humble of a guy as any. I mean, he never took anything for granted. He worked hard at his craft, treated everyone with respect, said hi like every day to everybody. Like he was, you know, he was never like, he never had like a kind of like the superstar kind of image that people might think of somebody. He was just a regular dude who was really good at baseball.
This game with a smile on my face, knowing that I've had a good career, I've met a lot of people, but I will miss you, and I'll miss you a lot. And so with that, I say goodbye and thank you.